A day on the focus. Hey everyone, and welcome back to your daily dose of history. It's Anne here, ready to dive into the fascinating events that happened on this very day, March 22nd. Buckle up, because we've got a whirlwind tour through centuries of happenings. First off, let's set the calendar straight. March 22nd is the 81st day of the year, or 82nd if it's a leap year, leaving a whole bunch of days till the year ends. Pretty impressive, right? Now let's journey through time. Way back in 106 AD, the Bostron era began, a calendar specific to Arabia Petrea. Who needs the Gregorian calendar when you can have your own region-specific one? Fast forward to 235 AD and things get dramatic. Roman Emperor Severus Alexander gets the ultimate off-with-his-head treatment, kicking off what historians call the crisis of the 3rd century. Talk about a bad day at the office. Skipping ahead a bit, we land in 1312. Pope Clement V decides the Knights Templar have had enough fun, and poof, they're dissolved. That's one way to end a club. 1508 brings us to Amerigo Vespucci getting a promotion. He's named the chief navigator of the Spanish Empire. I bet his resume was pretty impressive. Jumping to the 17th century, we find the Pilgrims and the Wampanoags signing a peace treaty in 1621, with Squanto acting as the translator. A happy moment in a sometimes fraught history. Sadly, just a year later, in 1622, the Jamestown Massacre happens, wiping out a third of the colony's population. Ouch. 1638 brings us some religious drama in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, with Anne Hutchinson getting the boot. Looks like differing opinions didn't fly back then, just like they don't always now. Our historical jaunt continues with Henry Morgan raiding Puerto del Príncipe in Cuba in 1668, Nader Shah sacking Delhi and stealing the Peacock Throne's jewels in 1739, a serious case of bling theft, and the passing of the Stamp Act in 1765, a rather unpopular tax levied on the American colonies. Then we have the Haitian Revolution, with a black slave insurgent victory in 1792, and the U.S. banning the slave trade in 1794. A small step towards progress, but a long journey ahead still. Lots of change in the 1800s too. Greece's borders are established, slavery is abolished in Puerto Rico, and William Woods Holden gets impeached. The first governor to be removed from office this way. Finally, we hit the 20th century. The first Stanley Cup in 1894, the Lumieres showing off their movie film tech in 1895, the first modern Olympic marathon in 1896, the opening of the Dachau concentration camp in 1933, just a typical mix of sporting triumphs and sobering historical events. And then, of course, the Beatles released Please Please Me in 1963, a milestone for music fans everywhere. Phew! That was a quick trip through history. A creative story. Imagine Anne Hutchinson, expelled from Massachusetts in 1638 for her religious beliefs, somehow transported to modern-day New York City. She walks out of a time warp right into the chaos of LaGuardia Airport in 1992, the day of U.S. Air Flight 405's tragic crash. The sheer modernity of it all would completely overwhelm her. Seeing the sleek metal birds soaring through the sky, Anne might mutter, "The Lord works in mysterious ways." She would be fascinated, scared, and probably confused by this vastly different world, especially the planes. These powerful flying machines so advanced from the sailing ships she knew. She might even see a resemblance between the intolerance she faced in the 17th century and the prejudices of the modern day. She'd likely ponder that, despite the centuries that passed, humanity's journey of accepting differing opinions was still ongoing, a journey never fully complete. And that, my friends, is a day on the focus. Until tomorrow, stay curious.